Hey everyone, welcome to this week's vlog. Today we're going to talk about creating an email marketing style guide. An email marketing style guide is often something that is overlooked when creating a visual brand identity. And it is a really important and core piece of the visual brand identity. So I'm going to help you understand the components of your email marketing visual brand identity that you want to consider using and having in a style guide and why it's so important. Let's go ahead and get started. So first of all, your email marketing is an extension of your brand. Every email that you are sending to your audience is either making a deposit into your brand or a withdrawal. If you are creating ad hoc emails that are messy and confusing, that means you're sending an unclear communication, a communication that could actually get misunderstood. And this can have some really problematic results. You could have contacts unsubscribe, or worse, they could become unengaged. And these are things that we don't want to have happen. We want our emails to provide clear communications and to create those brand deposits for us that help enhance our brand over the long term and create those connections with our customers. When creating your brand style guide, the first thing that I want you to consider is your header. Every email has a header area, whether you choose to use it or you don't. I like to use the header to help identify exactly what is going to be included in the email that I'm sending. So for example, if I'm sending my weekly free content and updates, my header area will have an image that indicates that is the content that's below. If I'm sending a special members only communication or a special offer, I'll also use the header area to make that really clear. Similar to a blog post, I like to use the header as a title that is clear and consistent with the content that I'm presenting in the email below. Having a standard style for how you use headers is important for your email marketing to keep them clear and consistent. The next section of the email that you want to have your visual brand identity consider is the email body. This is where you are going to want to have consistency with your fonts, your spacing, your colors, and even the way that you use links within the body or the content area of your email. I think it's always a good idea to try to leverage the same elements that you're using on your website within your email. However, you do need to evaluate to make sure that within your email platform that the fonts that you're using are going to work within that email tool and that they're also going to be very legible within a mobile device. Sometimes it's always not one for one in using a font on your website and using your font in an email, so just double check. If you do have to select a different font or do spacing in a different way, always make sure that you indicate that in your style guide so that way whoever is creating those emails for you can make sure they maintain that consistent look and feel. I also like to create link and button standards. Now by default, most email editors will create a link with the blue font that's underlined. That's pretty standard. However, you can override this in your tool and you can create a customized link color that goes along with your brand. I also recommend having consistent button colors, colors that are going to draw the eye of the reader to ensure that they click on that button or that link. However, regardless of the colors that you use, just make sure to continue to use brand consistency. Finally, you also want to look at the footer area of your emails and create a consistent style guide around the content that goes in the footer. I always love to ensure that emails are coming from a person, that they look very personable to the people who are reading the email, to your contacts. I like to have a footer that includes a name, a title, and maybe even a small photo of the person that's sending the email. And that way it feels comfortable. It feels like it's coming from somebody. Also in the foot area, it's a great idea to consider having a final call to action to whatever you are looking your readers to click on within the email. Some other things to consider with your email style guide is your colors, your color usage. You may adopt colors that are similar to your website branding, and I think that's a great idea, with some considerations around possibly changing button and link colors. I also want you to ensure that you have subscription management laid out in every single email that you're sending so that your readers can pick and choose what communications they're receiving from you. By linking subscription management to that top header title in your email, you'll help them understand what they're receiving and then how they can go in and make changes to their subscription. I hope you found that this vlog was very helpful to you this week in creating your email style guide. I'd love to hear from you. If you already have an email style guide that you're using, or if you don't have one, let me know why in the comments below and let's chat about it. Have a great day.